Alright, today we're having a look at Jungle by Uncharted 965. Alright, so here we are in Jungle by Uncharted 965. It's an LBP 1-bit, and what caught my eye about this, I saw the post on Reddit about this, that the level had been in progress for ages, and it was only the coronavirus and lockdown that everybody's been going through that allowed this level to actually be finished. And I thought that was really cool. I understand the feeling of having... I gotta get in there. No. Acha! Acha! I understand the feeling of having projects that have been, like, sitting around long-term, haven't gotten a chance to finish them up, or maybe don't have... That's my fault. Maybe don't have the momentum or motivation or time to do them. So to actually get something like done and finished, I thought that was really, really cool. And we're going to talk about a number of things here. But I just wanted to give Uncharted 965's level a play. And I thank you so much for creating this, Uncharted, and I hope that you enjoy playing in LBP 2 and LBP 3 because you had mentioned in the level select page, how do I get in there? Can I? Like... Okay, I'm doing it. It's a bit weird. You could put maybe a camera just a little bit to see, like, where we're supposed to be. But Uncharted had mentioned that they wanted to continue playing in LBP 2 and 3 and creating an LBP 2 and 3. And I hope that they are able to do that. Oh my god, I cannot talk. I cannot talk. I am so sorry, Uncharted. I'm trying my best. Oh, that is kind of nice. Maybe it flings us up a little bit too high because we could actually see kind of the breaks in the crate there. But I still kind of liked it. One thing I am liking about this level is that it's very poppy looking. I mean, it's unnaturally poppy looking, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think it's a cool look for the level. Alright, we're gonna get out of this. I have a feeling that we're coming, like, really close to the end of the level, but I have enjoyed it an awful lot. Does this go up? Because I don't think we can get to... Are they? Oh, please, don't be broken. Oh no. I don't want it to be broken. Thanks for playing. Okay, but how do I actually finish the level? Did we... Oh, I get it. I see it. Oh, and perfect timing too. Because it's almost... we've only got 30 seconds left. I had a good time with this one. I really did. And like I said, there are a few things that we're going to talk about, but we will talk about those back at the hub. Let's see how we did. Get up there. Stop! Hi! How did we go? Ooh, number 4. Lucky number 4. But we're going to talk about this back at the hub. We'll see you there. See yas! And we're back, and Jungle by Uncharted 965, and I'd say it's a green circle. It was a green circle for me. I know that some might call it a softer green circle, maybe even a yellow square, because it is a relatively slight level, but I didn't really find too many issues with the level itself. I felt that it had a nice flow to it, it had a nice pacing to it, and I was able to enjoy myself from the beginning to the end of it, and so for me, that's a green circle. Now, the level does have a couple of issues, although some of them weren't replicated, or replicable, I suppose would be the better way to put it. I played it about 4 times. I also played the other level that Uncharted 965 did. We're going to talk about that in a minute. And the things that we noticed in the video, for example, that first kind of a LBP 1 era block bounce pad that sent us up like a little bit too high and let us see the cutoff bit up there where we're not supposed to actually see as players. That didn't come up again. Some of the layer issues that I kind of ran into the first time around, I tried to replicate them and they didn't come up again, so I'm kind of shrugging my shoulders and saying maybe it's variance. You know, these things kind of happen, especially when we're playing an LBP 1 level in LBP 3, but there really weren't any breaks in the level. There weren't any bits that weren't triggering. There wasn't logic that I was finding that wasn't going off the way that it needed to go off. Everything was there, and it looked nice. I really enjoyed the visual presentation of the level. It's got a nice bright look to it, I do like that when it comes up. It's all visually cohesive. Everything fits together. Everything fits together, excuse me. It feels like it ought to be in this environment. There was that little water section that we saw as well, and balancing an on-land section with a water section. It's a bit tough sometimes for creators, I find. This one, I thought it was a good balance. It was a small section. Maybe it could have been expanded on just a little bit, but I don't really think it needed to be expanded on. Now, in that water section, there was, I think, the only community object in the level was in there. It was a story mode object from the Pirates of the Caribbean, the crabby bit there. I'm not really against using those objects, like, sparingly every now and again, and it was the only one in there, so I certainly wouldn't dock points for that. As far as issues that I had, and really there weren't too many, when the log falls down, and I like that, and I like the little spider that was hanging up there, although we should note that tarantula don't actually, you know, hang down like that. Tarantula are ground spiders, and disturbing ground spiders, they can crawl up on walls, of course, but they don't, like, you know, they don't dribble their silk down and drop. But still, you know, whatever, it's a spider, it's cool. I did find it a little bit tough to tell if I was actually in the tree trunk or not. You need to jump just a little bit to get in there. I think that maybe angling the camera just a touch so that you can see the actual entrance there and tell that your sack thing has entered the tree trunk might have helped just a little bit. And the other thing, and this is, your mileage may vary or not, the final switch that we use to actually get the grabbable bit to go up and down, and so that we can, you know, finish off the level, it's easy to miss. Maybe because the cameras are just a little bit too pulled back in that section. Like, once you know it's there, you're gonna know it's there, but it doesn't really stand out in the environment. And that's not a big deal, because of course, we did find it, and I expect that a lot of players would find it. But you know, that might be something, because it's not really a puzzle level. It's not a level that I think is presenting those types of obstacles to you. It might be something to just highlight a little bit more for players. Now, a couple of points here, and I noticed one is, like, the ratio is really, really weird. Now, when I looked at it online, and it said that it had 278 plays and 13 completions, which is itself like a really weird ratio for a level that is this, I don't want to say simple, but it's not a hard level. But when I actually looked at it on, you know, the in-game, and the ratio was 425 plays to 16 completions overall, and in LBP 1, 406 plays to 0 completions. And okay, look, I don't know why folks aren't completing this level. It's not hard, it's not long. I think that you can stick with it. I can only imagine that a lot of people are just bouncing in and bouncing out, and that's kind of a weird way to do it. Stick with this level, because I do think it can be a good time. It's not even a level that's got a long warm-up to it. I mean, you're basically right in the pace of the level from the start. So if you do try the level, I mean, give it the time, because it's only like 3 minutes long. The other thing I wanted to mention was that hi, Brain. Yes, Uncharted 965 has published another level called Jungle Republished, and on the title page for that, it says that they felt that LBP 3 had broken their level, and I thought that was kind of interesting, so I went to play Jungle Republished, but honestly, there's really no difference. The music is different. They use an island's music instead of the Savannah music, and there are some sound effects that are clearer. You can hear some animal sound effects clearer in the Jungle Republished version. In fact, I don't think they're in the Jungle version at all, but I certainly didn't find any breaks in Jungle, and I didn't find any differences except for the audio differences in Jungle Republished. So it seems like you're just kind of splitting your plays at that point. But, you know, I'm not going to judge as to, you know, which Uncharted 965 feels is kind of like the true experience for this level. But from my perspective, playing on LBP3, playing on PS4, both of them worked absolutely fine. I had no issues at all with them. I enjoyed it. It's another one of these nice cooldown levels, and I think they slot in very well between longer levels or more frustrating ones on your playlist. So give this one a shot. Play it through to the very end, please. And Uncharted 965 requests hearts on the level, and as you feel, if that is appropriate, but it's a good level, and I had a good time with it. Uncharted 965, I really hope that you carry on your creation to LBP 2 and LBP 3, and I look forward to seeing more from you in the future. But I pretty much think that we've talked enough about this level so far. So, from me, Risco, here in Osaka, to all of you out there, wherever you may happen to be, thank you, arigato, sayonara, see you, and ciao.